dude. She kinda, nah, but I believe it, dude. My brother was hearing shit at his house, dude.
Give me a cigarette.
My brother Carlos. At his house on Illinois.
Come on, lighter.
And my brother Carlos, you know, he's one of these people like my dad that don't believe in that shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? That
You don't believe in ghosts?
yeah, they're like, fuck that, you know, whatever, you know, it's bullshit.
Am I nice?
So, anyways, there have been some incidents and shit, you know. Well, let me see, one of the stories. Oh, the kids, dude, his younger daughter, they would wake up because they would hear her talking. You know, any kid could do that, you know, talking in their sleep and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But when they started getting freaked out was when they would go in her room and she'd be like, they're like, who are you talking to? And she was fully awake already. You know, she wasn't, you know, she was like, oh, to my friend, you know, y'all don't see her? Monica, let's make up a name, Monica, or whatever. And they're like, no, you know, and she's like, I está, you know, she's right there. You know, so that started freaking them out, dude, because she was doing it every night. You know what I'm saying? And even during the day, she would be like, when they would walk in the house, they're getting from the store, they're walking in the house, and she's like, wait, don't close the door. You know, she needs to come in. And they're like, what the fuck, is she going nuts? Or is she really seeing somebody? You know how Mexican Hispanic people say that dogs, I don't know for what odd reason, could see spirits.
Yeah.
Dogs or pets, whatever, and kids.
Yeah, kids.
So they started kind of getting freaked out about that. Then they started hearing noises. Carlos's wife was taking a bath. Carlos was in bed. The kids were already asleep. And Carlos and his wife, dude, both heard like kids fucking running through the hall. Because the hallway is a wooden floor. So you could hear the kids and shit. My brother got up. He said, what the fuck? You know, the kids got up or what the fuck? He went and looked in the hallway, and it's like a little long hallway. Nobody did. Oh, and then he got to the fucking front door, and my brother, dude, as soon as they get in the house, they lock the outside door, the glass door, and the front door. They lock it. As soon as they walk in, that's the first thing they do. The fucking front door was open, dude. Like open, not unlocked, open. And it wasn't just that one. They heard the doorknobs moving. You know what I'm saying? While everybody was asleep. So he started freaking out. He got scared. So they got some holy water. My grandmother came over, started saying some prayers, holy water, stuff like that. And shit, I wouldn't have even been spending the night there. Fuck that.
You know who had a good?
Well, the thing was, they had a mirror in their house that their aunt gave them from Mexico. Actually, Carlos's wife's grandmother gave it to them. It was them old mirrors that go to the shelf or whatever you call it, the drawers. What is it?
Like the bed setting?
The cajon.
Yeah.
The bed head? Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The
Yeah.
cabinet, or no, what is it called?
A drawer.
Whatever, you know, the fucking cajon that has the drawers and the mirror. Well, she gave them the mirror. Well, they took it to the backyard and left it on the side of the house, and it had fell and broke. Well, they thought that's why everything started going down, because that mirror belonged to Carlos's wife's aunt that killed herself in her room, shot herself in the head and killed herself, and that mirror was there. So Hispanic people think that when you do something like that and there's a mirror, their souls or whatever gets trapped in the mirror, something like that. And after they did the holy water and the prayer and shit like that, they never heard anything anymore. I mean, I know they're not lying, you know, but I mean, if it's spirits or just coincidence, you know, I don't know.
But I was gonna say that. Did you hear the one that Ivani said?
No.
That okay, like you remember right there in College Station where all the bars are at.
Mm-hmm.
Remember she said that across the street were the dorms that she used to live at. Like whenever she was a freshman, she used to live there.
Yeah.
And that she used to have this roommate that they didn't really know each other, so they didn't really talk to each other that much. And that they would always hear like like Ivani would always hear like whistling and shit like that, and she would always think that it was her roommate. And eventually they got to know each other. They started talking to each other, and they were all like, "Yeah, you know, I always hear you whistling at night." And they were all like, she was all like, "No, that's not me." And he was like, "What?" Like they were both like, you know, yeah, they both heard the whistling, and they both thought that it was each other. Well, later on, they started like noticing that some shit gets moved around the house and shit like that. And she was saying that this one time she was just studying. She was like doing her homework or whatever, and that she heard like a male's voice that he was like Ivani. That he actually said her name for us. She was like, "Fuck that!" She just ran out, and she started doing her homework like at one of the bars. Well, anyway, she said that after that, this one time she was using the computer. And you know how sometimes you turn out, like, the computer will go to a black page before you load something?
Mm-hmm.
And she said that had happened, and whenever the black page was on, that you just see, like a silhouette of, like a male, like, standing behind her. And she was like, "Fuck that," she just ran out of the room, dude. I was like, man, that sounds pretty fucking creepy. But apparently those dorms are haunted or something.